Hello, this is Mr. Wynn, and this is part 2 of the Chapter 5 test review. We're almost done. So let me re-explain this last question I did. So I found a root, found 3 roots, but I plugged one of them in, did synthetic division to depress the equation to get to this part. Did quadratic formula, found 2 more roots, and they happen to be the same root. So let me write this a little nicer. So when I did -4 plus minus 0 over 2, or I did the adding case, -4 plus 0 over 2, I do the negative case, -4 minus 0 over 2. They both give me -2 and -2. That's why it's a double root. It's 2 of the same root. That's fine. Now, if I did, say I put a -2 here instead of 4, I still would have got another quadratic. If I did the quadratic formula, I would have got -2 and +4. So it doesn't matter which nice number you put in there. You can do any of your roots. Write a polynomial that has roots at x equals -2, 0, and 4. Well, those are roots, not factors. I need the factors. Basically, I'm trying to find the equation. So, factors are in parentheses. Well, instead of -2, I make it +2. And I'll say -0, and instead of +4, -4. Now, again, we don't write x minus 0. That's just x. All right. So really, let me rearrange this. I'll put the x in front because that doesn't need parentheses. I do like this. Right, there are 3 things. Make sure we multiply, do 2 at a time, meaning the first 2 or the last 2. I like doing the last 2 first and then distributing the x last. So I do FOIL here. X times x is x squared. X times -4 is -4x. And just for y'all, -2 times x, or +2 times x is +2x. Positive times -4 is -8. Combine like terms, basically those x's in the middle combine. So I'm at x squared, let's see, -4x plus 2x is -2x minus 8. And last, distribute this x. That goes to all 3 of them. So that's x cubed minus 2x squared minus 8x. That is our answer. Now if you want to check, which is pretty easy, just graph it. So let's see. X cubed minus 2x squared minus 8x. They should have 3 roots, one at -2, one at 0, and one at 4. So there they are. We have x just at -2, 0, and +4. So make sure you can change your roots and factors and just multiply 2 at a time. And the very last question is this. This function has a root, find the other roots. So basically it's solving. So they're nice to us, they gave us a root. So if it's a root, you plug in here. That's not a factor, so do not change the sign. Now the polynomial has degree 3. That means there should be 4 terms. I see all 4, that's good. 2, -5, -31, 84. So bring down the first one, multiply that number in the box. 2 times 3 is 6. Add -5 and 6 makes +1. Multiply 1 and 3 to get 3. Add, that gives me -28. Multiply 6, 84, so -84. And those add a 0. Remember, it must add a 0. If it does not have a 0 in the remainder, that means you messed up, or that's not a root. So we depressed our cubic into a quadratic. That's 2x squared. Do not forget this first number. A lot of people are forgetting that. So plus 1x minus 28. It's quadratic. Let's do quadratic formula. A, B, C. A is 2, B is 1, C is -28. Plug into the formula correctly. So -b plus or minus square roots b squared minus 4 times A times C all over 2 times A. A is 2. All right. Find the discriminant. So what is that? 1, that's kind of big. Let's use a calculator for that. 1 minus 4 times 2 times -28 gives me 225 is inside. Over 2 times 2 is 4. So find the value of the square root of the discriminant. So that is, let's be sure, 15 over 4. 2 cases, -1 plus 15 over 4, and -1 minus 15 over 4. So So I get 14 over 4, which reduces to 7 over 2. It's a fraction, that's fine. I get negative 16 over 4, that's negative 4. Alright, the question asks, find the other two roots. So we do not change them factors. That's our answer. That and that. Alright, so we know there are three roots here. X equals, the original total is 3. We found 7 over 2, and we found negative 4. Alright, those are all our roots. Alright, and that's the whole test. Again, make sure you understand how to depress a polynomial. If it's third degree or higher, make sure you use the roots for synthetic until you get it down to quadratic. Quadratic form will find you all the imaginary answers, which there will be there, and any fractions if needed, and any decimals if needed. Alright, if you have any questions, make sure you ask me in class for the test. Again, this is Mr. Wynn. Thanks for watching. Good luck on it. Bye.